In this edition, we're going to look at the loss of species. There are three major factors that might lead to the loss of species. The first one is poaching of our indigenous animals or even plants. The next one is the invasion by alien species. And the last one is overexploitation. The greatest threat facing African rhinos is poaching for the illegal trade in their horns, which has soared in recent years. The most common reason for rhino poaching is to meet the high demand for their horns in Asian countries, where the horn is predominantly used in traditional Chinese medicine, but it is increasingly being used as a symbol of wealth and prosperity. Despite a ban on the international trade in ivory, African elephants are still being poached in large numbers. Tens of thousands of elephants are being killed every year. The Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species reports that 25,000 elephants were killed in Africa in 2012, though other observers say it could be much more. In Tanzania alone, poachers killed 30 elephants in a day. Bushmeat poaching is also on the rise. Invasive alien species are species that are introduced accidentally or intentionally outside of their natural geographic range, and that can become problematic. The 5 worst plant invaders in South Africa includes the pom-pom weed, the water hyacinth, lantana, bugweed, and famine weed. Pom-pom weed is a South American herb belonging to the daisy family. It is rapidly becoming the most serious threat to the conservation of grasslands in South Africa. How or when the plant was introduced remains unknown. The plant initially establishes itself in disturbed sites such as roadsides, but then it invades natural grasslands, open savanna, and wetlands. During the winter, the plant isn't visible, but in the summertime, it turns the fields from a green to a pink. The hyacinth is typified as an herbaceous, free-floating aquatic plant with erect aerial leaves, lilac flowers, and submerged roots. The water hyacinth is an aquatic plant native to the Amazon basin and is often a highly problematic invasive species outside its native range. Eutrophication further boosts the competitive advantages of the water hyacinth over native plants, and this facilitates the invasion of the weed into water bodies. Their mat-forming nature severely impacts biodiversity by preventing the entry of sunlight and oxygen to the bottom waters. This waterweed blocks waterways, affecting both navigation and drainage, and increases siltation. Water hyacinth has a high rate of evapotranspiration, leading to water loss from dams, as well as the displacement of indigenous fauna and flora by modifying the habitat. Lantana is one of the worst weeds in the world and was declared an invasive species more than 30 years ago in South Africa. Alternative names for the plant include gomdagga, or wilde roosmarijn in Afrikaans, tickberry or cherry pie in English, and ubukwene in isiZulu. Lantana camara is a problem in 6 of the 9 provinces in South Africa, with only Gauteng and the Northern Cape and Free State still being spared. Originally from Central and South America, it has spread all over the world as a hardy ornamental shrub with multicolored flowers. Bugweed is a fast-growing, soft, woody, evergreen shrub that can grow up to a small tree size. It has purple to lilac flowers borne on the terminal clusters, which gives rise to round berries, which turns from green to yellow when it is ripened. These berries are very popular with fruit-eating birds. And because they contain an abundance of seeds, the seeds get dispersed through the droppings of the birds. The bugweed, famine weed, became established in South Africa in the 1980s after Cyclone Demonia, and it is sometimes referred to as Demonia weed. In the recent years, it has spread rapidly across KwaZulu-Natal, Mpumalanga, and the Northwest provinces. The weed produces allopathic chemicals which inhibit the growth of other plants, allowing it to spread rapidly. It is also toxic to livestock and can cause human health problems such as asthma, bronchitis, and skin problems. The weed can generate up to 25,000 viable seeds per adult plant, which can mature to a flowering stage within 4 weeks. Overexploitation, also called overharvesting, refers to harvesting a renewable resource to the point of diminishing returns. In South Africa, the top 5 endemic plants includes devil's claw, rooibos, fynbos, African potato, and hoodia. Devil's claw, also known as the grapple plant or wood spider, is native to South Africa. Devil's claw is used in reducing inflammation, easing arthritic pain, treating muscle pain, and it can be used in the form of an infusion such as tea, as a liquid extract, a tincture, or an ointment. In 2002, the peak year of export, 1,018 tons of dry tubers were exported, representing 50 million plants. Rooibos is a caffeine-free herbal tea made from the leaves of a shrub grown in the Cederberg Mountains of South Africa, in a small town. The Cederberg is the only place in the world where rooibos and other varieties of indigenous fynbos grow wild. Benefits of drinking rooibos include reducing your blood pressure, increasing bone mineral density, and boosting the immune system. Hoodia, also known as Bushman's hat, is a leafless, spiny succulent plant supposed to have therapeutic properties in folk medicine. It grows naturally in Botswana, South Africa, and Namibia. Hoodia is typically used as an appetite suppressant and also in the treatment of type 2 diabetes for blood sugar control. It can be taken as an infusion such as tea or in capsules. African stargrass or African potato is a medicinal plant native to southern Africa. It goes by many names, including the Bantu tulip and Papa Sylvester africana. The African potato is used for reducing inflammation in the urinary tract, treating prostate problems, and according to some, it delays the AIDS symptoms in HIV-positive people. It can either be used as an ointment or taken in as capsules. Fynbos is a distinctive type of vegetation found only on the southern tip of Africa. It includes a wide variety of plant species, particularly small heather-like trees and shrubs. South Africa's Western Cape is more botanically diverse than the richest tropical rainforest in South America, including the Amazon. The country's national flower, the king protea, is perhaps the most famous species of fynbos, along with ericas and reeds. So this was an introduction to the loss of species in South or Southern Africa. If you liked this video, please share it with your friends and let's help protect the rich diversity of our country. You can also watch the other playlists we've made on eutrophication, on loss of biodiversity, speciation. You know what? There's just so many. Pick one.